Zero notice, halftime chaos, and a 22-year-old rookie told, "You're up." Shedeur Sanders stepped onto the field against a playoff defense with no first-team reps, no rhythm, and no safety net. The box score was brutal. 4 of 16, 47 yards, 1 pick. The crowd went from electric to silent. The Browns blew a 6-point lead. It looked like a disaster, but that's not the real story. Because after the game, Sanders faced the cameras and did something this franchise hasn't seen enough of. He told the truth. No spin, no excuses. "I don't think I played good." He admitted his first hit since Colorado came tonight. He said his first ball to a starting receiver all year happened in this game, and he owned the loss like it happened on his watch. That matters. Even more telling, he thanked the fans, then asked them not to chant his name that's leadership in a storm he didn't create. This wasn't a feel-good debut. It was a wake-up call, a mirror held up to Cleveland's preparation, their rep allocation, and their belief in the next man up. And buried inside a harsh stat line was a mentality you can build around. "I'm still me. The only way is up." So forget the numbers for a second. Listen to what he said. Watch how he handled it. Because if the Browns actually support him the right way this week, what happens next could change everything. He didn't warm up for this. He was told at halftime. Cleveland led 16-10. Dillon Gabriel took a hit, entered concussion protocol, and suddenly Shedeur Sanders went from clipboard to chaos. No first-team rhythm, no timing with the starters. A divisional game against a Ravens defense that lives off confusion and pressure. You could feel the stadium tilt, like maybe this was the spark the offense had been missing. Then the floor gave out. Baltimore dialed heat from every angle. Windows shrank. The pocket collapsed. Sanders pressed. 7 straight incompletions turned that early electricity into silence. By the end, the line was cruel. 4 for 16, 47 yards, 1 interception, 2 sacks. On paper, it looks simple. Rookie gets exposed. But the context makes it anything but simple. He wasn't running his plan. He was running someone else's. The call sheet was built for Gabriel. The protection was already banged up. The receivers he needed weren't the ones he'd actually repped with. That matters in a league where timing is everything. This wasn't a soft landing. It was a live fire test against a playoff roster. Sanders tried to fight back on confidence alone. Sometimes he stared down a throw a beat too long. Sometimes he bailed when the interior caved. It looked like what it was, a talented rookie caught between adrenaline and reality. And yet, even in the mess, there were flashes you can't fake. Quick feet to escape the first rusher, a calm reset after a miss, a willingness to let it rip instead of hiding from the moment. The stat sheet won't show that. His voice after the game will. Because when the whistle stopped and the cameras rolled, he didn't deflect. He explained. He owned it. And in doing so, he revealed exactly what Cleveland's been getting wrong and what has to change next. He didn't dance around it. He didn't hide. "How do you think you played?" "I don't think I played good. I don't think I..." And then he said the quiet part out loud. This was his first real contact since his last game at Colorado. Not preseason, not camp, not even a controlled live period. His first welcome to the league moment happened in the second half of a divisional fight. That matters. Timing matters too. When he was asked about chemistry with the starters, he gave a line that should live on every whiteboard in Berea. "That was my first ball to Jerry all year." First ball all year. Your backup quarterback hadn't thrown a live rep to your wide receiver 1 in months, and his first attempt is in a 1-score game against an elite defense that thrives on pressure and disguise. That's not an excuse. It's context, and it exposes a process problem. Sanders didn't weaponize it. He didn't blame the line. He didn't blame the play calls. He didn't point to drops or pressure. He pointed inwards and then straight at the work. There was no "I'll be fine." No, "I just need opportunities." It was, "Give me the install. Give me the timing with the guys I'm actually throwing to, and I'll be ready." It's accountability with a plan attached. He also hinted at what really explains the box score. He's been throwing with a different set of bodies, different releases, different pacing out of breaks. If you've never felt a starter's stride or seen how a veteran sells a stem, your clock is off by a fraction, and that fraction becomes an interception in this league. And yet, the mindset never wavered. "I'm still me. The only way is up." Not delusion, direction. He owned the loss. He framed the fix. But the clearest window into Cleveland's process came next, when he revealed who he actually had chemistry with, and why the near game winner made perfect sense. The near touchdown told you everything. When Sanders needed a play, he didn't look to the big names. He went to Gage Larvadon, the practice squad grinder he sees every day in the hungry dogs periods. And he admitted it. "I have the most reps with Gage out of everybody out there." That matters more than fans realize. Chemistry isn't a slogan. It's a clock. It's how a quarterback learns a receiver's stride length, how he leans at the top of a stem, how fast he snaps out of a break. Sanders had that with Gage because they've lived the same reps. He didn't have it with Jerry Jeudy or David Njoku because those reps never happened. So when the game tightened, his eyes went to the route runner. That's why the near game winner made sense. It also explains the interception. Sanders walked you through it at the podium like a film session. He saw the defender's hips turn and anticipated an opening. The idea was right. The timing wasn't. Different body type, different exit speed. In college, that window stays open. In the NFL, it slams shut if your internal clock is off by a blink. That's not excuse making, it's diagnosis. And that's the quiet, impressive part of this interview. He was processing the coverage, the leverage, the route detail, out loud, minutes after his debut. No blame, just mechanics and solutions. We need to look at routes during the week, get comfortable. Not vague, specific. It also exposes the structural gap. Your backup, who is one play away from taking over, is building timing with practice SWAT receivers. Well, then you ask him to flip a switch in the second half of a divisional game against a pressure machine. Of course, the ball comes out a half tick early here, a half tick late there. Of course, it looks jagged. The fix isn't complicated. Pair the concepts he already executes with the bodies he'll actually throw to on Sunday. Build in routes that married his first read to the receiver he knows best. Then expand the tree with Jeudy and Njoku as the week goes. Let the chemistry catch up to the playbook. And yet, the most revealing moment wasn't about reads or routes. It came when the crowd chanted his name, and he put the team ahead of himself. The loudest moment of the night didn't happen on the field. It happened in the stands. Fans started chanting, "We want Shedeur," while Dylan Gabriel was still out there. Easy opportunity for a rookie to soak it in, ride the wave, and stoke the fire. Instead, Sanders cooled the room. "I appreciate the fans, but I don't really like him not feeling comfortable, confident when he's out there." Then he went further. "If that chant makes Gabriel uneasy, it puts the team in a tough spot, and it can make him a distraction even when he's not trying to be one." That's not media training. That's awareness. It's a young quarterback choosing the locker room over the moment. He didn't leverage the crowd or chase a headline. He protected a teammate and protected the chemistry he'll need if he's going to lead this offense. Veterans hear that. Coaches hear that. The defense hears that. It signals something simple and powerful. This isn't about me. It's about us. And then came the line he kept returning to. "Losing isn't something I'm comfortable with. This really happened on my watch." He didn't push blame down, OL, sideways, play call, or up, prep. He pulled it inward. That phrase, "on my watch," is ownership. It's how you set a standard before you've even earned the starter's tag. He balanced gratitude without ego too. He thanked the crowd, nodded at the 12 jerseys in the seats, and still made it clear the only acceptable outcome is growth. I'm still me. The only way is up. Not chest thumping, not empty bravado, a statement of direction. Why it matters? This offense is fragile. It needs a steady voice that lowers the temperature, invites buy-in, and keeps attention on the work. Sanders just modeled that in real time. When a rookie refuses to divide the room, he earns room to lead it. That's leadership you can build around, especially when the margins are thin and the schedule doesn't let up. And then, with under 3 minutes left, he showed something on the field that matched the word. A 2-minute drive that revealed traits you can scheme to and grow. Under 3 minutes, down 7, ball in plus territory. That's where rookies either flinch or flash. Sanders flashed. The earlier jitters faded. His eyes stayed downfield. He climbed instead of drifting. When the A-gap caved, he slid, reset his base, and fired. When Baltimore sent heat off the slot, he found the outlet and lived for the next snap. No hero ball, no panic throws into traffic. Just controlled urgency. You saw the traits you can actually build around. Pocket poise, functional mobility, a quick reset after pressure, the willingness to rip with conviction when the window appears. And the near game winner to Gage Larvadon? That wasn't luck. That was trust born from real reps. He put it where only his guy could finish. Different night, that ball lands. He worked the sideline when the middle was clogged. He avoided the sack that kills the clock. He didn't take the bait on the too good to be true shot versus rolled coverage. That's grown-up football, in a moment designed to expose you. Box scores won't reward it. Teammates will. Because what a locker room wants to feel late is simple. The huddle got calmer, not louder. Sanders gave them that. He didn't win the drive. He won the belief that the drive isn't too big for him. Now picture that same urgency with a week of timing on staple concepts. Picture the sprint outs tied to his best throws, the layered crossers for Judy off play action, the seam bender to Njoku versus quarters, the defined half-field reads that punish pressure and protect a banged-up line. Give them answers pre-snap and outlets post-snap. And that 2-minute version, one window won't change a season, but it can reveal the blueprint. Keep him clean early, move the launch point, build in rhythm throws, then take the vertical when his feet and eyes are synced. He showed enough to earn the plan. Now the plan has to show up for him. Stop guessing on Sundays. Build the week. Start with reps that matter. Sanders needs full-speed timing with Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku, and Cedric Tillman every day. Not routes on air, routes with press, leverage, and contested windows. 10 minutes after practice, again, slants, digs, comebacks, choice routes. Let the clock in his head sync to their strides. Trim the call sheet. Fewer concepts, more answers. Open with quick game to settle the pocket. Stick, slant flat, spacing, now screens. Layer in RPO glance when the box is heavy. Move the launch point with sprint outs and keepers. And avoids the interior chaos. Protect with intent. Versus pressure looks, build hot rules into every play. RB check release on the nickel. TE chip to the wide side. When you take the deep shot, go max protect. 7 in, 2 out. Throw it only if the picture is clean. Give them a kill at the line. One safe answer if the look is wrong. Use formations that help. Bunch and stacks to beat press. Condense splits to shorten throws. Motion to force tells. Man or zone. If it's man, give Judy a rub or a switch release. If it's zone, hunt the soft spot and throw on rhythm. Marry run and pass. Duo and inside zone early to calm the front. Boot off the same action. Flash a jet look to widen the second level. Call a QB keeper once per half to punish over pursuit. Then pocket throws look slower and cleaner. Script the money downs. Third and manageable must live in his comfort zone. Speed outs, option routes to Njoku, mesh with a settle. Rent zone, sprint out flood to one side, leak the TE backside once they overplay it. One shot to the back pylon when the safety spins down. Coach the clock, play with tempo after explosives to steal a look. Slow it down before critical downs so protections are right. Build a 2-minute menu he can call in his sleep. Most of all, tell the defense you've got them. Possess the ball, punt to pin, shorten games. Let Sanders be efficient first and explosive second. The flashes will grow once his floor is real. Do this for 1 week and you'll know more than the last 2 months told you. But the plan isn't the only thing in play. There's noise around the building. Whispers about reps, roles, and who's ready now. And that pressure is shaping the next move. There's noise around the building. You can feel it. Rumors suggest some assistants want the rep chart flipped this week. First team timing for Sanders, period. Reports claim others worry a sudden shift looks like panic. It's been said that a few voices upstairs want to accelerate the evaluation window now, not in December. None of this is confirmed, but the perception is shaping the conversation. Fans are speculating too. Why no first-team reps earlier? Why was the plan so narrow if both quarterbacks are rookies? And if the offense is going to look different with Sanders, why not build it now while the locker room is still listening? Players talk. That's normal. League circles whisper that veterans on defense want clarity, more than promises, shorter games, real possession football. A plan that rewards stops with sustained drives. Not rumors, just reality. When you defend for 70 snaps and jog back out inside the quarterback room, the ask is simple. Reps, not slogans. Sanders basically laid out the to-do list at the podium. Routes with starters, comfort with timing, a plan he can own. Some around the league would call that a roadmap. Others would call it the bare minimum. And then there's the head coach. Some see Stefanski's approach as caution. Others call it stubbornness. Reports claim the staff is aligned publicly, but split on pace privately. No official confirmation there, either. But again, perception matters. In a 2-8 season, you don't just manage plays. You manage trust. Here's the truth under the chatter. You can't ride 2 timelines forever. You either invest a full week in Sanders and learn fast, or you keep toggling and learn nothing. One path invites buy-in. The other invites doubt, the decision, and while Cleveland debates the when, the what is already on the field. An elite defense doing enough to win, waiting for help that hasn't arrived. That delay has a cost. It always does. Waiting always has a price. In Cleveland, it's getting expensive. Every week the Browns hesitate. 2 clocks tick at once. One is Shedeur Sanders' development clock. The other is the defense's championship window. You can't protect both by standing still. On defense, the signs are obvious. Extra snaps pile up. Field position tilts the wrong way. Red zone stops don't become separation on the scoreboard, they become fatigue. That wears on more than legs, it wears on belief. Great units don't crumble from effort, they fray when the effort isn't matched. On offense, delay steals the one currency of reps with Njoku. Protection checks with a banged-up line. These aren't luxuries. They're the bridge between flashes and a floor. Hold those back another week, and you're not preserving stability. You're postponing answers you need for the offseason. There's a roster cost, too. If Sanders is part of your future, the tape you gather now informs everything. Whether you invest pick capital in the line or reset the room again, which concepts to double down on. What kind of receiver wins with him? What protections travel? Without that clarity, you walk into March guessing. Guessing is how windows close. This isn't about blame. It's about alignment. Defense wants complementary football, controlled tempo, field position wins, third and manageable, rest between series. Offense needs a trimmed plan that keeps the launch point moving and the ball out quickly. Special teams becomes a weapon, not a footnote. That's how you turn a 7-point slog into a 4-point swing. Set simple markers this week. Time of possession within 2 minutes of your target. Negative plays reduced by a third. 3 defined completions for Sanders on the opening script to settle his eyes. 1 max protect shot when the picture is clean. Hit those, and everything else starts to feel possible. Because the longer you wait to pick a direction, the more you pay in trust, in development, in the patience of a defense playing well enough to win right now. The decision isn't abstract anymore. It's Sunday's install. It's who takes the first team reps at 10:12 a.m. It's whether you act like this is evaluation season or keep pretending it isn't. This wasn't a debut. It was a diagnosis. A rookie found out at halftime he was starting. No first-team reps, no rhythm with the starters, a call sheet built for someone else. The box score was ugly. But the interview after, it laid bare what's really been missing in Cleveland. Preparation, alignment, and a plan that matches the moment. Shedeur Sanders didn't hide. He said he played poorly. He explained the timing gap. He owned the loss with "on my watch." He thanked the crowd and still asked them not to rattle Dylan Gabriel. Then, with under 3 minutes left, he ran a 2-minute drive that showed traits you can actually scheme to. Poise, pocket movement, controlled aggression, trust with the one receiver he's truly repped with. That's not a fairy tale. That's a foundation. The choice now is simple. Keep drifting between timelines and learn nothing, or pick a direction and learn fast. Give Sanders built-in answers versus pressure. Pair his timing with Judy and Njoku every day until the routes feel automatic. Play complementary football that rewards a defense carrying its weight. Because waiting has a cost. It steals development from your quarterback and oxygen from your defense. It turns elite stops into wasted steps. It sends the wrong message to a locker room that needs clarity more than comfort. Rumors suggest the building is split on pace. Fine. Pace isn't the point. Alignment is. Alignment looks like measurable markers on Sunday. 3 quick, defined completions early. 1 max protect shot when the picture is clean. A third down menu he owns. Time of possession tilted your way. Hit those, and belief returns. Sanders told you who he is. Accountable, steady, unshaken. I'm still me. The only way is up. Now the organization has to match that energy with structure. Reps aren't a luxury. They're the difference between a flash and a floor. This week, we'll say more about the Browns than any press conference ever could. Either you prepare a quarterback or you sacrifice another season. Either you honor a championship-level defense or you waste it. Pick a direction. Build the week and let the kid climb.